Hello again, guys. Right, sorry for the lines on this. That's an old chart, but I am going to pick a random chart and have a look and see. Well, no, we'll go through a few on the daily and see whether we can spot a reversal. Some weird and wonderful charts here. Aussie CAD. Could we have had a trade from a daily reversal? No. What was the one there? Low, high, high, low, high, high, and boom. Just a tiny little poke up there, but this has got a very silly range, so probably not the best chart to pick as a possibility. There's no close above that level, so we wouldn't have had a reversal yet anyway. Might get one tomorrow, and I'll explain what I'm talking about. If you watch the previous video, you'll see that I missed a dollar CAD reversal. It was just a complete gimme. So if this closes today above this level, then we can expect a potential reversal. So need to talk about the disclaimer: never trade anything I suggest. Always do your own price action analysis and enter your trades accordingly. But what we've got here, so we've got a low, high, high, low, high, high. We've got a trend in place. You can clearly see that, excuse me, against the huge trend to the downside. Might as well connect that, and then, as I always say, connect another high that makes a lower low. So that way you can start to get in at early breaks of trends. H4, if we look at that on this chart now, we could tighten up those levels. That one, whoops, didn't want to do that. That will sort itself out in a moment. Connect that high. I'll get out of the way. Go on. There. That high there. Sorry about that. With that high there. And then as price starts to trend down more sharply, we can connect that high, because that low has been broken by this low here. So that becomes more relevant, and you can see how price has reacted to it. That low was broken by price here, which makes that valid. So that was already a valid line, validated by there and there. So that's how I draw my trend lines. And likewise, in an up move, when that high is broken by that price there, that becomes a valid trend line. And as you can see, price sort of respected it. But if you've been targeting that level, it would have been a bonanza short trade. Using all the methods I talk about, using the histogram and so on and so forth. But anyway, getting back to that daily reversal, sorry I've digressed. Let's have a look at the daily again. Yeah, so if we break this long with a close on the daily, we can expect a potential short. So we are in a pullback against a massive uptrend. We would want to see this possibly turn red, but it won't on a daily chart, because if that closes up, then that's going to close green. But then we would want to be looking at the H4, and here we can clearly see the trend in the H4: low, high, high, low, high, 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 low, high, high, and break. But it needs to be critically the daily before it will potentially pop back down. So what we'd like to see then potentially is during the night, before we get up in the morning, H4 to have and this would be relevant to the Asian session, because both are Asian currency pairs. So that's I don't ever trade this, but I'm just trying to explain what we should be thinking about. So yeah, daily push up today, close above the level, and we get a potential reversal to this downside here. So something like this going on here on the 4 hour today. Plus, remember, if we get a 4 hour confirmation above there, we'll put that line on there. Then that itself would create a reversal. So Asian session, this might well be worth looking at. after 2200 hours in the UK, which is now British summertime, we would potentially get a close up there. 4 hour would have done its stuff as well. If the 4 hour does that earlier today, then we'll possibly come back and test this, go up a bit further for the daily, and this 4 hour resistance, if we were expecting a retracement, would cause a problem with the after the daily confirmation, assuming it does that, would be a potential target area. So what I'm going to do is save this chart for later if I can, and we can go over it again tomorrow. So hopefully that all makes sense, guys. Let's have a look at another daily chart, see if there are any we'll try and find a confirmation. What have we got there? Yeah, that confirmed today, and look, it's pulled back, and it will pull back to most recent support broken. That's clever. Gold. So we're on a daily chart, and look, we've done it on the downside. High, low, high, high, low, high, high, break, pull back, and it's pulled back. Well, it's pulled back and then exceeded, and then how often does this do it? Low, high, high, low, high, 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 low, low, high, lower, low, low, high, lower, low, break and close, pull back, massive. Now this one's different because we don't know when the pullback happened, but what we'd want to see is a close on the lower time frames above that support there, the low of that candle there, and then you could trade it using your lower time frame reversal, candlestick reversals I talk about, and the histogram. And that's what I'm suggesting here, guys. Go through your charts and look at these reversals yourself. You know, we'll do this one most recent on here. So this morning, or should I say actually yesterday, the day before yesterday actually, I do apologise, so getting a bit overexcited there, that was the wrong level there. Mr. Mouse is playing up there. That's the reversal level, high, low, lower, high, lower, low. 2 days ago we got the confirmation, massive confirmation, and then what happens the day after? We get the pullback. So we would have to be aware that this would affect any pullback we've got, because that was the last resistance broken, or the highest resistance broken, should I say. In fact, that's a lie, this one was. But price tends to come back to the most, you know, this is all part of one move, low, high, 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 low, high, high. This is just an area that created a resistance, candlestick resistance, as opposed to swing resistance. So this takes precedence because of the power of it. That's just one day. This is all sort of a part of a 10-day move or whatever. I hope that makes sense. It takes a while to get your head around all of this, especially if you're not tuned into my mental processes, as it were. But I've had years to view and validate this. So, but the point being, we've got the trend, the close and break, or break and close, then expect a pullback. Price, just because we've got the break and close here, and the trend, the candlestick trend reversal to the long side, from that reversal to the short side, we have a little bit of accumulation now going on. This could crash again, or it could continue up. If we look at the weekly, that'll give us an indication of what might be happening. We've got a resistance level, daily or weekly high here broken. So this doesn't have to be this 3 candle thing. You can, you will start to learn if you do this regular enough. And look, we've got a trade plan with about 3 lines on the chart here. That's another video I intend to make. But what's happened when that resistance has been broken by this massive candle, it came straight back and tested it to see whether it would hold it as support. It held as strong support. The buyers came back into the market once it was tested, that level, and that's called fair value market profile. I've never really studied it hugely, but I was in a part of a weekly webinar or daily webinar for a few months, learning that stuff. So, and then it takes off, but it's still potentially got to test this high, low, lower, high, lower, low, low, high, lower, higher, low, higher, high, and it's continue the song until that level is broken up there. And then you will probably have the mother of all pullbacks, or potentially a collapse when it gets up to that level. Once again, disclaimer. Oh, dog wants a walk. Disclaimer. Never trade what I talk about on here. Do your own analysis. This is for learning and teaching processes only. Trying to spread my 15 years experience of candlestick analysis and price action to help other traders helping traders. I've got helped along the way. It's all about karma. You cannot help drawing these levels. I just can't help myself. Look at this. I'm going to go, I promise. That level. There's no, there's a flip zone there, PPZ zone. You've got a little resistance level here that would have been drawn in, and it would have smashed straight into that old resistance level there. But anyway, guys, don't forget now to go through a ton of charts looking at your daily reversals, because that would be the best way to get a pullback trade after that happens. Another useful tip, hopefully. It's good for H4 as well, should I say. The higher the time frame, the more likely of a reasonable trade.